Hey, Brad Ward here, Ward's Auctions and Bud Haynes Auctions. We're going to give you a little quick buzz through the building for the April 23rd, 2022 Firearms Auction in cooperation with the Wards and Haynes. And there is a live preview on Friday, which is tomorrow based on this video, from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock p.m., and that is on the 22nd of April, 2022. And there's also a live auction. Now, December was a live auction as well. People in the building, bums in seats. And I'm not sure if everybody really understood that was a thing with this whole COVID business and everything getting changed. But we were live, and we will be live this and online, obviously. Key collection, or one of them, is the Henrys that are behind me. Look at your descriptions online, like 303 and 341. Well described, well photographed, and you're going to find that Henry collection is basically new, unfired. You have a few pieces like the Mars leg. The consignor said he put 20, 40 rounds through it, less than a box, kind of an attitude, and most of the rest, if not all the rest, really never got fired. So here's an opportunity to come and get those that are hard to get sometimes at the retailers. This one came up to us from, it's too bad it's not plugged in. I'd like to show you this illuminated. It probably is an illuminated shot online, but the lamp made from the old rifle did a very nice job of that, whoever did that. There is a little aluminum boat in the sale with a 4-stroke motor on it. We'll take a quick buzz of that running for you. You should be able to find a link to that, or maybe it'll get injected into this video. Not a lot of miscellaneous in this sale, but there is some, but a really nice, clean meat and potatoes firearms collection. And you can see the bidding and so on is wardsauctions.com. Plus you can see past sales for those of you that are thinking about consigning, and the prices are on there, etc. And most importantly, the locals, we really look forward to seeing you at the sale in the sales room, 11802 145 Street, Northwest Edmonton. The address will be below. And again, 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock on Friday is going to be the live preview. But let's go into the back room and show you some firearms. Not as many handguns as we have had in the past, those of you who have been before. It really is sort of a funny business. You never know what you're going to have from one sale to the next. We've had sales that have had 200 handguns in it and 300 rifles, and this time we've got 30 or 40 handguns, all clean meat and potatoes pieces though. Lots of these ones that are on camera right now, those are specifically for PPC, probably for Bianchi as well. Back in the day when that was very popular, that was my first competition discipline back in the 80s as well. I didn't have the money to have one of those, so I had a stock 586, which I sold one time and then subsequently replaced. So I have one now. There's that 30 caliber pistol. I don't think it's got a round through it, that AMT. They call it the Automag 3. I'm not sure why they call it. Mag is sort of the 30 carbine is sort of a 9mm Magnum, I guess, I think is the approach they're looking at there. Very clean piece. There's a Beretta 92 there that's clean as a whistle. There's one of those Snake Slayer, which is restricted length. That's a restricted piece. It looks a little bit short, but it's not. And so those are kind of fun. Then there's some Pro-Hib. This is all 12-4 class Pro-Hibs. The Uzi pistol, the AUG. I remember back not that long ago in my lifetime when the AUG was just non-restricted. Obviously, the Uzi pistol was restricted. Now it's Pro-Hib for no good reason at all, because of the movies, I guess. And again, as I mentioned earlier, just a nice, clean meat and potatoes sale with very little schmutz in it. It's just a nice, clean selection. This video is not intended to show you the items specifically. We would be here all day. It's more an overview of the room, especially for people that have never been in before. Give them a bit of a comfort of what the room looks like, what to expect when you walk in. This custom Ross is just amazing. The size of that barrel is like you pick this up. If you want to shoulder this thing, I'll tell you. You got to be a bigger man than me to get any stability. That is so heavy. It is so cool, and I don't think it's had, if 10 rounds through it or something like that. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but the condition just says brand new all over it. And again, so when the sale is going on, you need to have, for those that are in the building, you need to have a PAL, a valid PAL for the rifles. Most of them are just your non-restricted. And on sale day, if you're here in the building, you get to pay for it, sign for it, and take it home with you that day. I can already tell you that there won't be any registered pieces leaving on the sale day. They used to, once upon a time, Miramichi would open up for us on sale day, and some of the transfers would go through. Here's a nice long-range target piece, 308 on the Precision. They used to do some transfers for us, but they don't even open for us anymore, and which is too bad, but that's okay. So restricted and prohibited pieces, we send in, we already have the seller information. We send that in along with the buyer information after the sale. There's a couple of Ballards in the sale. And the 50 cal one, which is the other one, we have some ammo for it. Now this one does, and it's described, it does sort of, it's finicky when you're closing it, but you can get it done. But we do have some reloads for this, oh, this is a 46. I'll have to go back in my records and see which one we're talking about. This one. Now this one is a centerfire and a rimfire. We have some centerfire reloads for that one that came from from the same consignor, and he did shoot some of those reloads through that. So what was I saying? The transfers go in to the feds on the right after the sale, basically the same day. They get faxed in, if you can imagine that. They don't use too much technology at the firearms office. Some overflow racks there. And then we get the transfers in on the first day, I'd say the first day, probably Tuesday, Wednesday after the sale, we're going to get a handful of transfers. And then after that, they might trickle in, and then for all of a sudden they just stop sending them. So oftentimes you, the buyer, will end up with a transfer in the mail before we even hear anything. And so you need to let us know if you get a transfer, if we're mailing you a firearm as an example, because we don't have any way of knowing otherwise. These reproductions sharps came from an estate that those that are paying attention will recognize that we had them listed for the December sale, and then we had to pull them. The lawyer for the estate made us do that. Not a big deal, it happens, but we try not to list things before we're allowed to sell them. So there was just a bit of a communications error. So now they're in this sale, but they are like brand new. Like there is no miles on. There's a little bit of storage rust, and we as much as possible we will describe that. But that's a side effect of not having good humidity control in your vaults and safes, or not going through with an oily rag now and again and babysitting your collection. But again, virtually unused pieces. You can just see everywhere we walk. There's just more and more cream. These are kind of fun. I got to show you these. I recently bought a property. Unfortunately, we are in Canada, so we can't just run out there with our handguns. But I bought a property that's big enough that I'll be able to do some little 22 plinking and pistol caliber and shotgun stuff. So you never know. We might get into the habit of doing a couple of videos of some consignment pieces as they come in, if they're in that category. So you know what? I think that sort of covers it. If you have questions, though, those that are online, you have questions about an item, don't ask about the bore, because we don't give opinions on bores. But we do put photographs as much as we can of the bore. But if you have a question about an item that makes sense, a specific question, just right on the gallery it says "Ask the Auctioneer Question." You click on that. It brings the item information with it, and then you can say, "Hey, this should have a left-handed widget. It came from the factory with a left-handed widget, and can you verify?" We may not necessarily know about all the left-handed widgets that are appropriate to certain pieces. We just get to know enough to be dangerous. So go ahead and ask those questions. Obviously, if you're local, you come to the viewing, which is the best thing to do. So a bit rambly. Definitely look forward to seeing you. If you have consignment questions, you can give me a shout specifically at 780-940-8378. That's my cell phone number. Otherwise, the office is 780-451-4549. Really, all the information you need is on the website, wardsauctions.com. This sale specifically, April 23rd, 2020, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. Live in the building sale, plus online. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.